What's up guys, Matt here, and today I'm going to bring you something a little bit different. Obviously this is none of the games I've ever played before, or played on my channel at least. This is StarCraft 2. Decided I'd do a little bit of a cast here for one of my friends who sent me a nice replay, he said. I'm not going to tell you who it is because obviously whoever sent it to me was the winner, and if you know who wins, you know, it just won't be as fun for you. So anyways, obviously first cast for StarCraft 2. Main reason I haven't done one yet is, well, I'm pretty bad at the game. I'm only in Silver League, but this particular replay is by my one friend who's in Masters. So rest assured you're going to be seeing some pretty high level play here. So first of all, with the introductions, the Zerg player, top right, is going to be Fade, and the top right, which I just said, that's actually the top left, the Zerg player. Top right is our blue Terran, Akusta. So Fade coming out, no early pool, nothing special, probably going to be doing a hatchery first, and Akusta more of the same, saving minerals, more than likely going to be a command center first. It's a bit of a greedy play, but with no Zergs going for early hatches, even to 3 hatches. Yep, here's the hatch coming now. Kind of a calculated risk just to stay in the game. And here comes his command center. Yep, only a few seconds beyond the hatchery, so he's going to be able to keep up pretty well with the Zerg opponent. So with this overlord, Fate did see that his opponent would be in the top right, and he's just going to send a drone scout to see if he can find anything more before saying that overlord, which is pretty important in the early game. And he will pick up that to command center first, as Akusta did build it on the low ground as opposed to up top and floating it over. And Akusta reacting by bringing a ton of SCVs, trying to deny this drone to harass any longer. He's actually going to chase it all the way back to the base. And Akusta as well going to be getting a pretty good look in here. You're going to see this pool going down. You notice that the hatchery came down first, so he's going to feel pretty happy about the choice to go with the command center first build, as his barracks is nearly done as well. So he'll be able to get 2 orbital commands, it looks like, and with the pool and hatchery finishing first, he'll get 2 queens out. Yep, there it is. So it looks like he's going to be producing a couple of lings, probably just to scout around the base. Maybe to do a little harass, but since it's only 2 and he doesn't have circling speed, or any gas for that matter, I really don't see any aggression coming out of this. So we'll see what Akusta does from here. He's going to start on his 2 gases. Just recently started mining out of this one, and is already going to be dropping mills. I'm sorry about that lag spike, guys. My computer is not the best. I should apologize for the poor graphics as well, but I mean, if this is how the cast is going to be on the medium graphics I have, you should probably deal with it. So looks like these things thinking twice about taking a look in the base. Up there they go, maybe. But the Marines should do a good job about preventing any scouting up here, as it looks like a factory is coming down and a reactor. Yeah, so it looks like Akusta's going to be putting out some Hellions. These Zerglings don't really get much look inside, just confirmation that this command center or orbital command went down. And looks like these 4 queens, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, it's going to be working on spam larva as well as spraying the creep. Bit interesting that he's not taking an early third, as I am awesome and just there's 1 drone coming down to take it. Also 2 gases here, not particularly early. I don't see any form of aggression coming yet. I don't think he has Zergling speed yet. So yeah, both players being extremely economic here, as looks like starport. So maybe some banshees as well. Akusta might be putting a tech lab here to support Clark, and a 3rd command center. So both players are being very very greedy, it seems. Making sure to spread the creep to protect all his bases. They should be decently protected. Looks like he has well enough drones here. Yeah, about 2 extra. And 2 more gases coming down. So, it's probably going to be moving into some higher tech units now. Nothing else roaches. And with 2 evolution chambers, he'll be able to double upgrade. Looks like Fade's also going to sack this Overlord. So you get a good scout in here. Gotta get a good look at everything that Akusta's got going on. Looks like this Viking is gonna take out this Overlord and then hop over to make some cloaked banshees, maybe. We'll see. It looks like Akusta's working on a nice ball there. He's doing some nice poke damage, maybe. Yeah, looks like they got 2 workers. 2 Zerglings, I guess. Yeah, because pretty sure the Zerglings were at each of the Zelnaya towers doing some scouting. So now they're joined by some more, so we'll see if they can poke in here as this Viking goes Overlord hunting. Using this 3rd command center to just saturate all his bases. Looks like he's going to be moving into some heavy marine play. Definitely want to buy 2 engineering bays and 3 barracks, it looks like. And he's getting Sin down, obviously. Actually 4 barracks, well. Yeah, looks like he's skipping the looks like he's skipping the Banshees all together and seeing what he can do with these Hellions, but it's not looking good so far. They're just poking in every now and then, but they haven't gotten anything except those two Zerglings, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get out of here very well. These 3 queens waiting for them. Yeah, and these lanes are not going to welcome them friendly. Doing a little bit of kiting there. How many queens are on the field right now? 5 queens, so Fate here is definitely well protected, and it's going to be able to spread this creep. Look at all these creep numbers coming out. It's going to definitely like flow across the map. It's nice coming up with Vesters, which will be good, and Macro Hatch to help with production. A lot of blinks coming out, I'm noticing. I know he made a few to defend against those Hellions, but even afterwards, been interesting. Wow, he's been powering through these upgrades, already on to 2-2, and Akusta's all in on his 1-1 upgrades and just finished them. Looks like it's going to be a really hard Ling Infestor play. This pathogen clans coming out, and a drop coming down. This will be a lot of damage if you can manage it correctly. This Spore Crawler actually being very effective. That is definitely not going to get out there. Yeah, and the Queen, yeah, the Queen gets that kill. That Spore Crawler, really very smart play for only a few minerals he was able to defend. And he's powering out with Lings non-stop. Oh, a little bit of light there. Hellions are trying to poke in, but with all this creep spread, our Fade the Zerg player will be able to see everything coming from a mile away and be able to prepare for it. And there it is, continuing to spread. And he's taking a 4th and a 5th base. This is pretty impressive. And another drop coming out. Yeah, it's not going to do that much damage. The Queen here is doing a really good job defending. Work goes down. And he just has so many links, he's able to protect against any drop. Oh, if that Infestor got a fungal off, that would have been dangerous. And now Fade, dealing with all this pressure, gonna go ahead and put down a few more Spore Crawlers. And I have to agree with this play. I mean, the first one was so effective, and if you know your Terran player is gonna be going for jobs, it's just totally worth it. And oh, he was so prepared for this game with Zergling Surround, and an amazing fungal. I don't think anything in the Terran army got out of that. Smart move loading up the tanks, otherwise they would have been destroyed with the rest of his army. Dropping them on the little plateau there. But yeah. Supplies about even, and looks like from here, Fade will be going for some Broodlords, going Hive, Spire at the same time, and getting some drones out to saturate these 5 bases he has around the map. It's going to be flooded with resources. He's a little bit high on gas now, so I'd be surprised if he didn't go for some more gas heavy play, maybe some more infestors. Spire Tech definitely helps with that. But yeah, with all these mining bases here, he's going to be flooded with minerals, especially since only his main is a bit dry. Everything else is pretty full of minerals. Akusta securing the 3rd base. Surprised he went with an orbital, not a planetary here, and putting another one here. So he's on 4 bases versus his Zerg 5. Obviously for Zergs, it's important to keep 1 base up on your opponent, especially if you're going for such a heavy army like this. Banelings, Lings, a handful of infestors, not much. I'm surprised he didn't go with more since he has such high gas, but like I said earlier, this mineral count is extremely high and Greater Spire going up as well. So defending against a drop with ease, probably gonna get this medevac and get the fungal off. Yep. That's a turn. Oh, it's gonna narrowly get away if he controls it right. Yeah, there we go. And Akusta continuing to pull down, push with this tank marine sort of deal with the medevac supporting from above. And it's just working to take out some of the scary creep. That huge advantage that Fade got when he produced all those extra queens. But I really don't see the Zerg army like dropping to this small of a force unless this tank gets some miracle shots, and that fungal is just devastating with the Banelings falling up. And this tank is gonna fall down, and that tank is... all these tanks are dead. Oh man. There's really nothing Akusta can do for him right here. But surprisingly, he's keeping his supplies pretty similar. But he's definitely at risk of losing these bases. Making a planetary fortress here, yeah, that's a smart play, and getting his gases down as fast as possible. As Fade's gonna be starting his Corruptors to become Broodlords. Oh, he already has Broodlords out. So this is a transition Akusta doesn't see coming. You don't see him going for Vikings yet. I'm pretty sure this is the only Starport on this side, which would be really surprising. Yeah, that's the only one that I can see. It's gonna be really hard to deal with Broodlords, especially this amount of them. How much does he have? He has 7, and he has Corruptors to support as well. It's gonna be really hard to manage these Marines to get them under the Broodlords, especially with the Infestors and Lings supporting. But he does know it's coming now since the Broodlords have revealed themselves. Tanks sieging up, or trying to. Just a decent fungal, but unless these Marines can get under the Broodlords, it's not gonna matter. Starting to take a supply advantage, and Akusta just panicking and making a ton of Marines as fast as possible. Does have a drop prepared here if he chooses to move in with it. Right now he's just trying to defend this with all he can. This handful of Marines is just gonna disintegrate under all this Broodlord pressure, and the funnels on top of that to take out the medevacs is just not gonna help him at all. Luckily he can lift this off and try to move to safety, but I don't see much helping him out. He's gonna have to get this wall fast to protect against this attack, and even then the Broodlords are gonna rain hell on him. Also, Akusta really needs to get his mining. You see him saturating this base a ton, but that's just because this is nearly dead, and this is nearly dry. You know, they have been ignoring this mineral patch, but it's not going to last him very long. And a smart play here going for Thors, since he doesn't have the starports out to help. So he's going to go with Thors to try to deal with these Broodlords. As one goes down, and it looks like a second might, but no, the Ling and the Infestors to keep the distance are just too good. And the wall is down, which is just terrible Oh man, these things are just gonna have a field day in this base. Oh man. Luckily it does block off the main, which will help. It's gonna protect this floor, who needs to do a ton of damage. I mean, it does have 10 kills, but it's gonna need more than that, as these things are just gonna destroy these SCVs. I just have to look at the 35 to 77 worker count. That's just, there's really nothing keeping him in this game right now. 16 more corruptors coming up. He doesn't have the gas to support it yet, but if he chooses to changes them into Broodlords, now they transition into, wow, this third player Fade is all over the place. First Infestors, then Broodlords, now coming in with Ultras. Dang, these Vikings are coming out to help, but they're not getting any kills yet, and these Ultras are just running wild in here. These Infestors as well, all of them have been here since the start of the game, and they're just doing extremely well. But it looks like the ground force is starting to wear down for Fade, but he does have 100 supply advantage. These Marines trying to take out these Broodlords. Yeah, and they're all gonna fall. That's a bit of a misstep there. And Corruptors coming in. But without anything to attack ground, it's kind of a lost cause. He's making some more Ultras. And it looks like Akusta took this out with that drop that was just sitting here. And they're here ready again. There are some defensive things here. Hold the Queen, and here comes the drop. Looks like he's going to ignore the space altogether and go for this right here. It's gonna be a bit risky. He's gonna watch his medevac. Yep, Sparkle there. No damage roll done, and it's just barely going to. Nah, this Corruptor's bound to get it. On the bright side, he will scout this 5th base again, and another base coming out as well. With the aggression, it appears the cruise threat has slowed down, which is really beneficial to Akusta, who's starting to catch up again. It's really surprising he hasn't died yet, considering it was down by 100 supply and had no mining whatsoever. It looks like he's just going to give up on this base together, and you can't blame him because there's no minerals left. See, Otto's coming down here, and Mules are going to come in, and a big battle coming up here. Fungo's hitting a good majority of the army. He's going to try to poke down that Ultra Squid of Pierce, which he did. Still, now he's trying to take out some creep, but I really don't see him beating the Zerg army with such few units. He does have one Marauder in the mix to do a little bit of tanking. And it looks like he's going to prepare a drop down here, which has no protection whatsoever. He has a chance to destroy a ton of drones. Yeah, and here it comes. Going for the gas, which is interesting. It's going to prevent his opponent from getting his high-tech units, the Infestors, Broodlords, Ultras. But, oh, what a nice play here. Making it such low service area. He's going to destroy so many drones. Look at them just disintegrating and now Fade reacting. But in such a tight squeeze, this is like a really good position for Akusta to drop. These Marines are going to have such long, like, survivability. Unfortunately, they can't reach the last ones. And here comes the rest of the army. He's going to have to get out of there now. But these Marines are doing pretty good. 9-kill Marine is pretty awesome. And oh, that Corruptor's going to get the medevac. But still, this drop has been well worth it. And now another force coming in. The SCV's leading the way, and this is going to fall. That's pretty awesome. I've never seen SCVs attacking like that. Taking out the larva as well. That's always useful, preventing Lord from making any more units, especially when he's at such a high tech tier, where he's making just Ultras and Infestors. Where is his army at now? Where is his army right now? Another drop's preparing, it looks like. Now these are still the guys that were down in this little crevice, and they're gonna take out some more drones. These Marines are like gonna get like medals of honor. And here's a huge push coming. Sims right into the hatchery. There's nothing to defend it. This is gonna fall as fast as hell. A few Ultras do get out, barely. and these drones have nowhere to go. Oh, Akusta, they're right there. Go kill them. Alright, so he has a sizable fire force and one tank to help support. Few Marauders in the mix as well. He's gonna need them to deal with these ultras. Trying to do a little bit of splitting to deal with the AoE, but the bundles hit and that does a ton of damage. This tank's gonna fall, but dropping them on the high ground, I like this play. This is very creative. There's nothing to shoot down on those units. And that tank's just gonna barrage them. It's a pretty interesting play. And he's gonna push in again with this Fire Force. He only has one medevac to support it right now. There's a few men up here that's gonna destroy this hatchery. It's close. Looks like he's gonna survive. Nice catch by Fade there. And more drops coming in. Ultra's coming in here, but it's well defended, and this is gonna split. This 33 Bio Army is doing pretty well against these Ultras. A few more Marines coming to sim in and defend. And this space has been a real saver for Akusta. He's actually stacking a ton of minerals, and he's taking a 6 up here, which is protected by both the truckload rocks. Unless Brewers come back again. And here's Faye just tossing infested Terrans up here, but it's not enough. It's a real interesting position up here because he doesn't have any units up there to attack them and no flying units that shoot down. He needs like Brewers or Regis to take out these units. Pretty interesting. He might be able to siege up this base, and he is, and that's gonna fall. That's really unfortunate for Fade. And another drop coming in, trying to take out some more tech structures, but it looks like it's going to be cleaned up pretty fast. The entire army for Fade is to defend. And this Corruptor trying to take him out. That base does fall. More drops coming in, taking out drones. I want to see how many drones have gone down. 52 drones already. Look at the units killed. This game has been a massacre. And he does not want any more drops, throwing down 4 spawn crawlers all right here. I love this position. It's been so profitable for him. 35 kills on that tank. That's fucking ridiculous. It's now he's starting to saturate this base with mules. So it looks like each player is taking time to defend, and my computer's lagging again. I'm sorry, guys. There it is. And like I said, he's getting Brewlords to deal with that stupid spot that Akusta is no longer on. He does have a lot of gas buildup again, and does need to start looking for a new source of minerals because every base he takes just gets dropped. Look at all these spine crawlers coming down just to prevent against that. There's a huge push coming in. This base needs to be cancelled. He's just gonna ignore it and go for it. Huge engagement here. Everything's so bunched up for the Zerg army that these tanks are gonna be able to do really well. Only one Infesto left for Fade, which is really interesting. He's not gonna be able to hit very many Fungals. One does hit, but I think if Akusta continues to kite like this, he should be able to win this engagement. And that hatchery does go down. And gonna try to take this one in the corner. But I don't see that surviving. We'll see what happens. More troops continue to come down for him, and Fade admits defeat since he can no longer mine. That's it. Akusta comes back from about 100 minerals behind and ends up winning that game. Just take a look at the units. Yeah. 1 Zergling, 1 Infestor, and 3 Queens is not going to be able to take out 35 Marines and 8 Marauders. Really good game from Akusta. He's the guy who sent me this. Send me this replay. If you want to check him out, I'm going to put his Twitch TV account in the description. I strongly suggest you go ahead and check him out. It was a lot of fun to watch. So yeah, I hope you liked my first cast, and I really enjoyed it. Later.